5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Rush, for yielding to me and for your support. I also want to extend my appreciation to Chairman Dingell, whose assistance and guidance were critical in bringing this important bill, HR 1216, the Cameron-Gulbranson Transportation Safety Act, to the floor today. One of the most painful things I've been a part of as a member of Congress are the press conferences, which come about every 6 months or so, in which parents and grandparents come to share pictures of their children and loved ones, some of whom they have accidentally killed by rolling over them with their vehicles. Imagine for a moment, particularly in this time of year, as we wish to be with those we love the most. I am here today because of these courageous people driven by such horrifying accidents. Today we can pass this bill and reduce these unimaginably tragic and unnecessary deaths and make them a thing of the past. At just 2 years of age, Cameron Gulbranson was tragically killed when his father, a pediatrician from Long Island, accidentally backed over him. This bill is a tribute to him and the hundreds of other young children who have died. This legislation was first introduced back in 2003 with my colleague from New York, Congressman Peter King, whose constituent is Dr. Gulbranson. But today I stand here with strengthened resolve. Just 2 days ago, as her mother picked up snow shovels that had been left in the driveway, Ashlyn Lauber, an 8-year-old from just outside of Collinsville, Illinois, my state, was killed when the family car rolled over her. Unfortunately, since we first introduced HR 1216, well over 1,000 children have needlessly died in preventable accidents, and in this year alone, 200 children have died of back-over accidents. Many children are killed in these kinds of accidents each year without ever leaving their driveways, suffocated by unsafe power windows, backed over by cars with major blind spots, or hit because a car was accidentally put in motion by a child who could not control it. HR 1216 is common sense, consensus legislation that reflects input from the auto industry as well as child safety advocates. The legislation requires the Secretary of Transportation to set minimum safety standards for cars, SUVs, and trucks, and to begin rulemaking in 3 areas: expanding rearward visibility, enabling power windows to automatically reverse direction when obstruction is detected, and requiring brake pedals to be engaged when a vehicle is not in the park mode. Expanding the rearward visibility standard will give drivers a better means of detecting when small children or objects are behind their vehicles. Some SUVs have rearward visibility so poor that up to 62 children could fit in their blind spot when the driver is none the wiser. This provision will enable drivers to detect areas behind motor vehicles and will help reduce deaths and injuries from backing accidents, particularly for children and the disabled. Instructing the Secretary to consider requiring power windows to automatically reverse direction when an obstruction is detected will help prevent small children from being caught in or strangled by windows. These accidents have taken a minimum of 21 lives over the last 5 years. And finally, requiring every vehicle's brake to be engaged when the car is shifted out of park and into another gear will prevent anyone not intending to drive the car, such as a child who cannot typically reach the brake pedal, from accidentally setting the car in motion. In the past 5 years, at least 80 children have lost their lives in this kind of accident. Families want safe cars. They deserve these common sense safety features. It is time that we make sure they get them, and one of the best parts of this bill is that it will direct the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration to create a publicly searchable database of non-traffic, non-crash related motor vehicle injuries, and to establish a child safety information program to help consumers address ways in which parents and caregivers can reduce risk to small children. Better designs and technologies already exist, and they're getting better and cheaper every day. Many car companies already offer these added safety features on their higher-end vehicles, but protecting our children is not a luxury to be priced out of the reach for most Americans. It is time that manufacturers include these features in every vehicle. I'd like to publicly thank Kids and Cars and the Consumers Union for strenuously advocating for the safety of children and for taking on the critical problem of unsafe cars. And I again want to thank Chairman Dingell, Mr. Barton, and Mr. Stearns for their efforts. And I would like to thank Jonathan Cordone and David Kavik on the committee staff for all their hard work on this bill. Also want to extend a special thanks to Congressman Peter King for his leadership and resolve that he's demonstrated over the years. And finally, I want to thank Diane Beadle, my former legislative director, who worked tirelessly on this issue, and the families who have turned their tragedies into advocacy. Thank you.